Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game. I am David, as usual. And today I wanted to take a look at the Dominion promo cards. What are they? What do they do? And better, are they actually worth buying? It's one thing to get a set of cards. It's another thing to actually look at promos, individual, lots of ways to get them. But, are they worth your hard-earned money? So, first off, Stash. This is not the first promo, but it's the promo that was made kind of as a celebration for Dominion winning the Spiel des Jahres. And it's an interesting card. It is, I believe, still the only card with a unique card back. And that is because of the text here. When shuffling this, you may look through your remaining deck and may put this anywhere in the shuffled cards. So, basically, you get to seed Stash in your deck where you like. Now, it's a silver. It's a glorified silver. It's a silver that lets you place it anywhere in your deck. It costs 5. Is that really worth it? No, not. End of the day, no, it's not. But a couple of uses for it. One, buy a Stash, stick it at the bottom. There's a few cards out there that let you call future cards. Call the card on the bottom of the deck if you get it. If you name it correctly, you get to draw it. That's good use for Stash. Secondly, you could buy 4 Stashes and put them all on the top of your deck, and then you're guaranteed a province buy. Again, not the best. I've seen worse situations. That would certainly work well in a slog game. So, potential. Again, I don't think that's the best use of a 5-cost buy. But Stash is there. It's fun. It adds something different. It is not a card I would recommend highly, but I think there's something out there for potential. Next, we have the Prince, and the Prince is this 8-cost action duration. You may set aside on this a non-duration, non-command action card from your hand, costing up to 4. At the start of each of your turns, play that card, leaving it set aside. So, things you can do with the Prince. Set aside a village. Not bad. Draw an extra card. Get some extra actions. Certainly could be helpful. Set aside a smithy. Draw 3 extra cards. Right? Set aside a throne room. Instantly, you're going to play an action and do it twice. Right? Those are good potentials. Prince is highly dependent on what else is in your set of kingdom cards. If you have really good 3 and 4 cost cards, then the Prince has a place. If you don't, if it's very dependent on 5 cost cards, then Prince not so good. Here's the one place I think Prince has a great use, and that is when you're playing a Platinum Colony game. We haven't talked about that, but Platinum is a 5 value money card for 9 cost, and Colony gives you 10 victory points. Maybe it's 9 victory points for 11 cost. So now your target isn't 8 anymore, it's 11. The game still ends if all the provinces are purchased, but it also ends if all the colonies are purchased. So it kind of moves the goalpost. And because the 8's no longer this highly coveted, when I get 8, I want to buy a province number, the Prince has a little more use. The game's going to take longer. You can actually buy the Prince, wait to shuffle your deck, get the Prince in play, put that action card aside. There is a lot of setup for the prince to actually come into play and be working. You got to get lucky with what's in your hand when you get the prince. But I think there's some interest there. But yeah, if I got to give a buying recommendation, I think the prince is low on my list of promos I would go out and get. I think I would still want to get the prince, but I don't think it's the best of what there is. All right, Dismantle. 4 cost, straight up action, trash a card from your hand. If it costs 1 or more, gain a cheaper card than what you trashed, and a gold. So if you throw out an estate, you pick up a copper and a gold. If you throw out a gold, you pick up a 5-cost card and a gold. I like that option. That's actually a really good option. That's probably the best way to use Dismantle. Dismantle is not the best of trashing cards. Because it's always going to refill your deck. It's actually a gainer card. Because of what I just illustrated. You throw out an estate, you get a copper and a gold. Now, it is an accelerator. It is going to help you from that standpoint of getting gold into your deck. So anything that benefits you with gold, this will help. But if you're trying to use it to trash stuff, the turn you play Dismantle and, say, trash a copper, now you're down to a 3-card hand. And early on, that's not going to be very good. It's, Dismantle's a promo for a reason. I think it struggles to be highly effective in most Kingdom setups. And while it's interesting, it's not a card I'm wanting to purchase a lot of the time. So I'd say Dismantle, is it worth it? Sure. It adds enough variety. Is it high on my wish list? No, not at all. But it's there. Walled Village. This is a village. It's got the name Village in it, of course. It gives you a card, it gives you 2 actions. But of course, it's got to do something more. So at the start of cleanup, if you have this and no more than 1 other action in play, you can put this onto your deck. You get it again. Now, I like this because frequently, at least early on, you get your village and a bunch of money and estates. And then the next turn, you get your draw card. But no village. So this lets you keep the village going and be able to have, your village into your, say, smithy, where now you're going to get a total of 4 cards, still have an action to do something else. It builds that engine a little quicker. I think this is good. I think it's nice to have an additional village option in the game. Most sets of Dominion add a village. So do you really need an extra village? Probably not. But this one's fun. It does something very different. I like cards that allow you to see them more frequently, because if I buy the card, I want to see it more. And it has a nice caveat, right? Once you get that engine really going, you don't get to put Walled Village back on your deck every single turn. By the time you're playing 4, 5, 6 actions, you're shuffling it just like a normal village. You got to be careful in buying this because of what I just said. Once you're going, You're not going to be using Walled Village for anything more than the village effect, the top effect, the plus card plus 2 actions. It's a nice bonus early, but it's not a nice bonus late. Yeah. All right, Envoy. This was one of the first promos, and I still like Envoy to this day. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. The player to your left chooses one. Discard that card. Put the rest into your hand. I'm good with that. I'm not going to get my best card, but I'm going to get 4 useful cards. Anything that lets me trash makes Envoy better. Even Dismantle. What I need to make Envoy very good is double action cards, village-like cards, so that they can't stick me with a bunch of dead actions, because if I just play Envoy, and then I draw 3 action cards, and a victory point, and a silver, they're telling me I don't get my silver, and now I drew 4 dead cards. Now, even if that happens, I have accelerated my deck. I'm closer to my next reshuffle, which means I'm closer to getting better cards coming back through my deck. And Envoy works well for that. Envoy works as a great companion to big money, where if most of my deck is money and some victory points, and I draw money and victory points, okay, sure, I'm losing my best money. I'm probably losing a gold, but I'm still going to get money into my hand. I'm going to get victory points that I didn't want next turn anyways into my hand. And I think if the philosophy with Envoy is I'm getting closer to my next shuffle, then Envoy serves a really good purpose. So that's Envoy. I like it. There are better promos out there, but I think Envoy is one that's worth buying. All right. Next up, we have the Sana and the Avanto. Now, it's a dual promo. There's 5 of each. You got to buy 5 Sanas before you get to the Avanto. So, let's talk Sana first. Sana is +1 card, +1 action. You may play an Avanto from your hand. This turn, when you play a silver, you may trash a card from your hand. I like it. Passive trashing. This is good. We talked in a previous video about silver and ways to get more silver. Feodems getting points from silver. So Sana would certainly fit into that kind of a thematic play and things that benefit from silver. So I'm all for Sana. I like Sana. It's maybe a little expensive, but there's some play here. It could be slow if nobody else wants to go for it, but in multiplayer games, 3-4 player games, this is definitely a play. Let's look at the Avanto. +3 cards. You may play a Sana from your hand, and that's for free. So this really lets you play all the Sana and Avanto that you get as one continuous action. And you can cycle your whole deck. It's expensive, right? It's 4 for every Sana, 5 for every Avanto. You're not going to have a bunch of them. There's an opportunity cost in what you haven't purchased in order to get, let's say, 3 Sana. Nothing here is giving you an extra buy. So you do want to look out for that. The good news is you should have multiple actions when you're done. You'll at least have 1 extra action from a Sana. I like this promo. I like the combo here. I think it's worthwhile. I think that people can use this. Again, it's not the best. Not the best of the promos by any means. But I think it's fun. I think it adds something. I think it gives people a decision that they have to make. And from that standpoint, I think it's useful and fun. All right, let's go to church. It's an action duration. I like these. I'm a sucker for the theme, the mechanic. You get an extra action. Always a good thing in my book. Set aside up to 3 cards from your hand face down. At the start of your next turn, put them into your hand. Then you may trash a card from your hand. I like this. Bigger thing, set up to 3 cards from your hand face down. That means you could set up 0. 0's up to 3, or 1, or 2, or 3. Choice is yours. Then you get them. So it's saying, hey, I got 9 money. I don't need 9, I need 8. Copper. Sliding into next turn. That'll help me out next turn. Maybe I don't want a province, it's super early, I only want 6. I'll set 3 money aside to next turn. Maybe I don't have a way to trash my estate, but I got an estate in my hand this turn. Let's send it into next turn, and then I can trash it next turn. Speed my game up. Maybe it's I'm getting really close to a reshuffle. What cards, what victory point cards don't I want in my discard pile as I reshuffle, so that my next set of hands from that reshuffle will be more efficient. The church lets you do this. This is a card. It only costs 3. I don't want like 7 of these. This isn't Fishing Village. This isn't Wharf, where you want 4, 5, 6 of them. But I could see having 2, 3, maybe 4 churches. I like this. This one definitely worth the buy, the purchase for your deck, but also the real life purchase to have it as an option for you. All right, Black Market. Let's talk about the mechanics of Black Market first. So setup, you make a Black Market deck out of different unused Kingdom cards. Some people say 25, some people use everything out of the game, some people say 40, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a way of bringing in Kingdom cards that aren't in play. You get 1 copy of each, and that's it. Real life pain in the butt to create and to sort and to put back. But it's fun. Do I want to play Black Market every time? No. But every rare once in a while, yeah, sure. Let's have fun with it. All right, let's talk about what the card actually does. Plus 2 money. Reveal the top 3 cards of the Black Market deck. Play any number of treasures from your hand. You may buy one of the revealed cards. Put the rest of the bottom on the bottom of the Black Market deck in any order. Now, this is interesting because you get to play cards from your hand during action. So now you can do things like play a bunch of cards, then cycle your hand, draw new cards. I'm thinking of a card like Minion that lets you discard your hand, draw 4 new cards. But you've used that money in your hand to buy something, to actually put it into play already, and it's still in play. So Black Market is kind of circumventing the normal rules of the game, like you would figure a Black Market would. But I think there's some good here. And it only costs 3. Plus you're getting cards that you can't account for. You don't have to buy them, but you get to see a whole bunch of options. And I love options. I love what this card can do. Like I said in the open, I don't want to play Black Market every time, but every rare once in a while, when you're playing with people that kind of know the game, but the game's going to be a little predictable, this adds chaos to the game. I would never want to do it in a tournament setting, but it's like an event deck in mini games. Let's add some unpredictability. Let's shake things up. Let's make it so people have to be on their toes and gauge what's going to happen. All right, we're almost done. We got 2 left. We got the Captain, another action duration command card. Now and at the start of your next turn, play a non-duration, non-command action card from the supply, costing up to 4. Leave it there. You get to play a card from the supply. You don't even have to buy it. So contrast that with the Prince, where you have to play the card from your hand and set it aside, costing 8. You get the Captain, costing 6, and you get to just play it from the supply, and you can change what's going to be there every turn. Well, for the 2 turns, right? Maybe this turn when you play Captain, you need card draw. Maybe next turn you need actions, or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe this turn you need to play a woodcutter. You really need an extra buy, and you need 2 money. I don't know. I'm throwing something out there. And maybe next turn you really want a steward, which gives you choices of cards or trashing or money. There's so many choices. The Captain gives you those options. And I love what the Captain can do. Play with the Captain. Definitely buy the Captain. Not quite as fun and variable as the black market. Still constrained to that kingdom setup of, 9, because it won't be the Captain. But I think there's a lot of fun. So if I really had to choose, get the Captain, not the Prince. But yeah. All right, the last one is the Governor. And if you only buy one promo, get the Governor. Because the Governor is the way to go here. So what's the Governor do? Well, first off, Governor costs 5. Gives you a bonus action. Then you choose. You get the version in parentheses here. Everybody else gets something else. So each player can get 1 card while you get 3. Or everybody gains a silver, you get a gold. Or each player may trash a card in their hand and gain a card costing exactly 1 more, while you get a card that costs exactly 2 more. There's so many good choices here. I like being able to gain gold. That's a fun one. I like being able to remodel cards. That's fun as well. And sometimes you just want to be able to draw 3 cards. You do have to be aware you're giving stuff away to other players. This card is not without trade-offs. And that is a big deal, potentially. There's kind of this standoff of, I don't know that I want to give you a bunch of stuff. But at some point you have to sit there and go, okay, fine. I'm getting more than you're getting. I'm going to play the Governor. That's going to be life. I'm just going to play, and I'm going to kick your butt. And you gotta do it, because Governor feeds itself. You gain the gold, and then you do this trash effect to turn the gold that you got from Governor into provinces. And you win the game from there. It's not a super complicated setup. Governor is a win condition on its own. Plus you keep the action. Buy a few Governors. Buy 4, 5, 6, 7. Buy as many Governors as you can. And you will probably win the game because you're playing Governors. Yeah, you're going to give people other stuff. That's fine. Live with it. Just make it work. All right. So, that's all the promos. I'm going to do the recap here just because, people aren't going to necessarily watch them all. So, I say, buy a Governor. Get the Captain. Captain's fun. I'm going to say, get Black Market. If you like the chaos, I think it's fun. I think it's worth it. Not everybody's going to agree. If you're super serious, you want to do tournament style play, ignore Black Market. I'm going to say let's go to Church. I think Church is fun. And I'm also going to say get the Sana, Avanto. It's a combo piece. I think those 4 are definitely worth it. I think from there, Envoy and Walled Village are fun. They add something. I think the Prince is kind of replaced by the governor and is probably the one you don't have to have. Dismantle's weird, adds a little something different. Do you have to have it? No, probably not. And Stash is a great celebration of Dominion being Game of the Year way back when. It is definitely unique, but I think it's probably the worst of the promo cards. So, go out, get Governor, Captain, Black Market, Church, Son of Vanto. I think you'd be happy. Envoy, if you really want to add something in. Those are the ones that do different, unique things, and I think you'd have fun with it. All right. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.